Hello, good morning, good evening. I think we're live. Merry Christmas. So, big Merry Christmas from Chuck. I just want to say before I get started that if you're not watching this live, if you're watching it back later, firstly, thank you. You have a very special place in my heart. And please leave a comment. Let me know that you're watching, because I like to reply. Actually, I reply to every single person that makes a comment on any of my videos at any time, and it's always a personal comment. It's not like a throwaway cut and paste yo or yeah or yah or one word response. I usually will write something. So yeah, please leave a comment, because if you take the time to comment on something that I've created, then the least I can do is make the time to respond to you. So Merry Christmas. I'm not wearing a Christmas hat, but I do have my Christmassy shirt on that you will see in the thumbnail. What do we think about the thumbnail, by the way? Let's have a look at the chat. So I've got some early entry shout outs coming up. So L Stacker Adventures was first in with the yo. Kerry Pierce, Merry Christmas. We've got the Send It Syndicate, aka Old Man Shredder, and who's saying that he won't be awake for this. I know in Europe it's like quite late. In Sweden, I think it's like 1 a.m. or something. So they need to go to bed. So there's no dramas there. Whoop. Just adjust my angle slightly. And what else? So Bad Riders was here early as well. So thank you very much. Emotion SLB. Merry Christmas, Yannick. And if your brother's there, Narav as well. So here we are. It's Christmas. Bad Riders is calling me out, saying that a Christmas shirt on Boxing Day? ? Yes, so here in Australia where I am, it is actually 11 a.m. on Boxing Day. It's the day after Christmas. But I know that it's still Christmas in other parts of the world, and I believe it's Christmas evening over in the US, and I believe it's almost the end of Christmas in the UK. So so hence the Christmas shirt. I'm wearing Christmas because I'm being festive, and I'm conscious that my audience is actually, the vast majority of my audience is not where I am in Australia. So time zones are really, really complicated, as is time travel. So, but thank you all for joining. I'm, yes, and Emotion SLB, who is in Essex, I believe, in England, says that the clock just ticked over to midnight, so it's Boxing Day there as well. We've got Luke Hayes in the chat. He's joining from Sydney, so that's the same time zone as where I am. So it's be 11:05 a.m. there. And Bad Riders, I think, is tuning in from up north in Queensland. He's normally down in Victoria. So I believe that it would be 10 a.m. on Boxing Day where he is. So we've got a variety of different people joining in from different places, and I really love to see that. So let's have a look at some of the comments. Bad Rider says, Chuck! Exclamation point. So I think the agenda for today, we're going to obviously just do the usual stuff. I'll run through all your comments and everything. I'll talk a little bit about my Christmas and what happened on Christmas Day, which was yesterday for me. And we'll talk what's the latest in the YouTube snowboarding community, and I guess what I'm planning to do and what's happening in the next couple of weeks, and what's happening today. So let's get to some of these comments. Bad Riders is wishing everyone a Merry Christmas, and that's a sentiment we all share. and he is asking, is this going to be a saucy stream? If so, he'll put Miles to bed. So Miles is Adam Bad Rider's little baby boy. So no, this one's not going to be a saucy one, because I actually have to go to work today. In a couple of hours, I'm going to do a shift at the Botlow, so I will be not on the sauce because I have to sell the sauce to people later. But I don't know. You guys can let me know. I may potentially do, if everyone wants it, a saucy one later on. I can do that kind of like a late night Australia, early morning America stream if that's wanted. But a lot of the people on here will be, well, it's Christmas Day now, so people might be well on it now and not wanting to get up early on Boxing Day, so I understand that. If that's the case, El Stacker says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, El Stacker. I was on your live stream yesterday. In fact, I was just at the beach in my car watching it on my phone. Or most of it anyway. I think I missed maybe the last bit of it, because I went and tried to go surfing. I'll talk about that later, about what happened yesterday. El Stacker Adventures says, cannonball the like button. Thank you, man. Yeah, that's that'd be awesome. At the moment, I think I have, it says that YouTube says I've got 5 people watching and 6 likes. So that's a pretty good ratio so far. That's over 100%. I love to see it. Emotion SLB says, ho, ho, ho. We've got a bunch of potatoes in the chat. Hey, Shadow. I actually went on to one of Shadow's live streams last week, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Shadow was having a chat. He had some music going in the background. He seemed really stoked. He got to meet Snowboard Pro Camp when he went to see El Stacker at Bogus Basin. Really jealous about that, by the way. El Stacker says it's 5 p.m. over there. So it's not even Christmas dinner time. So I need to know. In fact, we all need to know how the potatoes were. Did you have some kind of potato dish for Christmas? Or I think it was Christmas Eve you were having maybe some kind of potato dish that Rosalie Wilson was preparing. Actually, did I miss a question from... I did. I missed a question from El Stacker. He asks, when is part 2? And I believe he's referring to the recent vlog that I dropped, was it 2 days ago? I don't even know anymore. But that was part 1 of what I think is going to be at least a 2-part series. Maybe even 3 parts, depends on how the edit goes. So to answer your... So if you haven't watched that video, it's on my channel now. It's a bit of a run through. So some of you here were in the premiere. So it was a fun day. It was all the way... It was not recent, though. If you're wondering why Australia has so much snow in December... by the way, Australia has basically no snow in December. It's because that video was actually filmed back in July when Swanee and I were at Perisher. So, but yes, part 2 will drop when I've finished it. In fact, I haven't really even started editing it yet. So, but I do have a few days where I'm not working actually over the next week. So it's a good chance it might drop next week. Maybe. Very festive, says El Stacker. I think we've got, let's see, Bad Riders is trying to spam the chat, but YouTube blocked it. Someone has let it go through. I'm assuming that's El Stacker. Thank you very much. Where are we in the chat? I'm sure there was someone new that came in. Okay, we've got a Juana Vigil, who's looks like dropping some random maybe link or something. Could be a bot, who knows? If you're not a bot, sorry. All right. I always get lost in the comments, and I only have a few comments. So, actually, you guys are going nuts. I'm seeing lots and lots. I've got there's potatoes in the chat. There's French fries. Everything's going on. Oh, we've got old man Shredder is back. The old man is here. I thought you were going to bed. Not that I'm complaining. I'm glad that you're here, but I know that you guys have been shredding hard. So as BCF sends me a text message about their Boxing Day sale. Thank you, BCF. And if you don't know who BCF is, and well, you won't if you're not Australian, but they're a big boating, camping, and fishing chain here in Australia. And for some reason, I must have gave them my number when I bought something from them. Therefore, they're sending me an invitation to Boxing Day sales that they will have going. Adam Searles is here in the chat. He says, Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope everyone has a great holiday season. And Merry Christmas to you, Adam. I hope that you are well. I know that you had a little bit of an accident, a gnarly fall in Whistler. Are you still in Whistler? Have you started riding again yet? I really hope that that you're back out there, man. Shadows dropping potatoes and snowflakes. Love to see it. Bad Riders says that it raises another question. When is it socially acceptable to stop wearing Christmas attire? I think it is social. My opinion on this is that Christmas attire should cease on Boxing Day. So as of, and I know I'm a little bit contradictory to this because I am literally, it is Boxing Day and I'm wearing a shirt that is a Christmas shirt, but I'm going to be taking that shirt off as soon as this live stream ends, because I'm wearing it because it is Christmas in some of the places where my audience are. So, yeah. But yeah, I think that Christmas decorations, like there's those people that have their Christmas decorations and Christmas lights up like well into January. I feel like that's a bit much. El Stacker, he asks, how is the beach? So yeah, now is as good a time as any, I guess, to talk about yesterday, as I read another comment from Luke Hayes that says that it's super hot here. And yeah, it is. Actually, I'm stifling in this shirt and in the office today. But yeah, it was a beautiful warm day in Australia. What was it? It was, I don't even know. Must have been 30 plus. It was in the late 20s Celsius. That is. Those of you who do Fahrenheit temperature can work out the conversion, or maybe someone can put it in the chat. But it was warm yesterday. And for reasons that it's complicated, Chuck has some kind of family disconnects going on. So I was basically on my own yesterday for most of the day. I went to Swanee and I got up and we exchanged our Christmas gifts. Phil was off doing his own family thing, so we actually didn't see him on Christmas Day. You'll see that the actually just over this way, which you won't be able to see, but our really sad looking Christmas tree still got some presents under it, and that's for Phil when we see him next. But yeah, Swanee and I exchanged presents, and I went after that, got the surfboard out and put it on the top of the car, and I took my little Suzuki four-wheel drive down to the beach. So there's a beach that's kind of semi-local. Hey, Engine! Merry Christmas! I don't know why a peace sign signifies Merry Christmas, but Merry Christmas to you, and thank you for joining us. And thank you, everyone, for your comments. You guys are absolutely popping off right now, and putting pressure on me to tell this story much quicker, which actually is probably a good thing. So I got the car ready, and that took way longer than what it should have. I drove down to the beach, drove my little Suzuki Jimny onto the beach, because there's a beach where you can do that, not too far away from but that beach always has really, really bad rips, and the surf is usually always very rough, and there's a massive undertow. Sometimes there's a sandbar there, but all of these things make it very difficult to go surfing, especially for someone who is a complete novice surfer. And so I just went for a swim there, which was really nice. And then I drove off that beach and drove to another beach where I watched El Stacker's live stream. And then I got in the water with the surfboard. And so just for background, I am an absolute novice green surfer. I've been with my board in the water 2 or 3 times and have just been absolutely destroyed by the waves every time. Like, even just getting out the back and paddling around a little bit is like a huge issue for me. Well, not issue, but it's a challenge. And the first 2 times I went out, I was just either paddling out the back and then coming back into shore eventually, or I attempted to catch a wave and just got absolutely destroyed. So that's much less catching a wave and being on the board like on my belly, much less standing up. So yesterday I did catch a wave, which I rode out. It was fairly small, and I rode it on my belly, and I got kind of up onto my knees, and I was about to half do a pop up, and yeah, I bailed after that. But that was awesome and progress, which is really good. And but literally the next set after that, I was paddling back out, and my leash broke. In fact, the leash didn't break itself. The plug that goes into the back of the surfboard fully just ripped out. I had tried to duck dive a wave, and I'm riding a 7-foot foamy, and when I went under, I was just I felt the leg rope kind of slacken off a lot, and I'm like, uh-oh. So I had to like swim back into shore, and the board beat me to the shore because the waves just kept buffeting it back. So it was a really premature end to the session, which I was not stoked on. But hey, these things happen, and it was progress. So now I need to somehow either get that surfboard fixed, or because it completely like ripped the whole plug out, or the surfboard I have is a really cheap foamy from a place, from a shop called Rebel Sport, and the Aussies in the chat will know what Rebel Sport is, and they're not known for making high quality sporting gear. So maybe I need to buy a proper surfboard. Engen says that he's here, but he's also playing games, because Engen is usually up late. He's a big gamer. He's got his and he's a big Discord guy. So you should follow, if you do Discord, should follow Engen on Discord. And if you're into gaming, I don't know what he plays, but I know he's got a really good computer and plays lots of PC games. So shout out Engen, and if you're into that sort of thing, go follow him. I think you can find him on Discord as Engen. He's the same handle that he has here, and he's the one who created the DWCP Discord server, which we should probably make that public. That might be a way that we can get more people involved in the DWCP. Anyway, we'll have a think about that. We've got Mercedes on the chat, who says hi and Merry Christmas. Nice shirt. Thank you very much. I'm trying to be very festive. El Stacker says he's having a beer and watching the football. Who's playing in the football? I guess is it NFL season? I find it hard to follow all of that. Shred1904, G'day Narav is on here. Is about to go to sleep. I know it's late over in the UK. Merry Christmas to all, he says. Merry Christmas to you. I hope you guys have you guys got another snowboarding trip coming up soon? If so, I hope you get after it. And I want to see some footage. Bad Rider says, good idea. Chuck might help simplify the Facebook chat. Yeah, talking about the DWCP Discord. I think, yeah, the Facebook chat is just, it's gone. It's the membership has outgrown the medium that we use. It's just too hectic in there. Green Bay and Browns are the ones playing. I have absolutely no idea about NFL. I don't even know who those teams are, but I hope you're enjoying it. I know that you follow the Seahawks or something. Board through the pains here. Yo, yo, yo. Nice to have you here, man. He finally got his laptop to load. You always seem to be having some kind of computer problems. But Board Through the Pains also on YouTube. He just dropped a video this morning, which actually was very very interesting. About he got some snowboards that are, well, very some secondhand ones, and the edges were, in my opinion, looking at them, completely destroyed. And talked through his process of tuning his boards and fixing up those edges as best he could. And he used a few different processes that some of the things that I do, because I tune my own boards as well. But there was a couple of ideas in there that I never would have even thought of. So using cotton buds, or you Americans call them Q-tips, the importance of paper towel, and a bunch of other things. So I highly recommend, if you're not already subbed to Board Through the Pain, especially if you like really cringy outros, which was my favorite part of his videos, if I'm being honest. And really good information about snowboarding on a budget. Board Through the Pain is probably the channel for you. And a fellow Redbeard. So we love that. Now the calendar, and so just Send It Syndicate, old man Shredder, saying he's drifting in and out and he's dreaming about rails. By the way, did you guys see Ricky Glass's park skills? I did not see that. So is that skateboarding? As I know that's what he does, but he's also dating Janice Spiteri. So maybe that's a Janice video that I missed, which is totally possible. So I did not see that, no. But everyone else may have. I've missed a bunch of comments up here. I'm just going to roll up in the chat. So, because I want to get to everyone's comments and not skip through. Bad Riders is asking, or is it Rob? I'm not sure what you're talking about. No, it's not Rob. It is Martin. Old man Shredder. Martin Rawgren. Our favourite Swede. Oh, I don't know about... He's the original Swedish Shredder. We've got some others in the syndicate. Oh, no, yeah. Rob as in Swedish Rob. I'm with you. Yeah, no. Swedish Rob has a different handle. I think he's Sir Mr. Q on YouTube. And yes, we've got the conference. Elstack is saying Atoms are in the chat, and they are, because the conference of Atoms, we love it so much. Everyone's saying hello to each other still. Adam Sells, Elstack is talking to Adam. Elstack asks, why is it called Boxing Day? I actually don't know. I've got no idea. Maybe someone else in the chat knows. Bad Rise is asking Luke what the weather's like down in Sydney. There was a crazy storm. No, we haven't had storms. We had about a week ago in the lead up to Christmas. It never stopped raining. It rained for about 6 months in 4 days. It was crazy. But it's actually quite warm. So Newcastle, Sydney is only 200 kilometers, not even. It's probably 100 kilometers south of 120 kilometers, maybe. I don't know. South of Newcastle. So it's basically the same weather. And it's warm here today. And slightly overcast, but it's nice. Adam says that he's just got back from dinner. He's in Whistler still. Great. He had the creamy vegan ramen. Yum. That sounds really good. With fried Brussels sprouts, doesn't sound as yum. I'm not a huge Brussels sprouts fan, but I they can be acceptable um, if prepared correctly, and fried may be the go. Easily his favourite meal, and the knees feeling better, but a long way from riding. I'm sorry to hear that, man, because I know you're up in Whistler for a long time, and Whistler's a nice place. But that would kill me being there and not being able to snowboard. Um, Bad Riders has an answer for El Stacker's question: Why is it boxing? Why is it called Boxing Day? And that's that it has to do with resolving family conflicts. And there's a bunch of like punching mitts there. That's funny. um, Luke Hayes asked, "Did you buy the Beyond Metals Goliath?" I did. Yes. I swear I showed that board in a previous live stream. Maybe you missed it, but yes, I did buy the Beyond Metals Goliath, and no, I haven't ridden it yet because I bought it after the season finished here. But in fact, I've got a bunch of snowboards that I haven't ridden yet, and it's because I keep going back to my Typo, my Yes Typo. I love that snowboard. It's everything I need, nothing I don't, and it rides so good. And it's I think it's the 2020 model, or the 2020 season model, so from 2 years ago now. And it's still in really good condition, so I've got no need to ride any other boards. And the Goliath would be potentially a replacement daily driver. Last year I did ride for the first time. Well, this last season, I rode for the first time my Yes the Y snowboard, and in fact I was riding that snowboard in the last video that I uploaded the other day, and you'll see a bit more of that. But and I've actually got another snowboard that I haven't ridden, and that one I need to get to as well. But when was it? 2 years ago? Geez, that seems like a long time ago now. But a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, I actually bought, and it cost, with the shipping, a ridiculous amount of money. But I bought a Largo double barrel. So those of you who know, that's the one that Scotty Largo rides in most of his like contests, and it's also the snowboard that Casey Willax rides, and I bought one the year that it was the fluoro green base, and because I love green, it's my favorite color, and I wanted to, I guess, just because I wanted the board that Casey Willax rides, but I haven't ridden that yet either, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, I think Luke Hayes says there was a big storm last night. I must have slept through that. I don't remember a storm yesterday. Bad Rider says he misses the snow and misses Melbourne. You've only been in Queensland for 2 days. Cue the surf tunes. Chuck's a surfer. Not yet, man. I've got a long way to go before I'm a surfer. Yeah. And Bad Riders is calling me out. I bought it. It's one of those Tuwali brands from Rebel Sport, and it was really kind of pretty cheap. And I know that Casey Willax started riding that Wave Storm that he bought from like Walmart or something for pretty much a similar price, and he rode that board, that foamy, a lot. So I thought, one cheap board might be as good as another. But at the end of the day, the leg rope pulling out, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix it. There's a fair bit of damage there, so we'll see what happens. But I might, if I'm going to be serious about it and go to the beach more often, then yeah, I might buy a proper. I still will go with a foam surfboard, like an 8-foot or something like that, just to learn on. So, Luke Hayes says, time for a shop at ESS Board Store. Yeah, they sell proper surfboards. And I've bought actually, if anyone who knows me knows that I've bought a lot of stuff from Mark down at ESS. So much so I reckon one or two more visits, he'll know me by name. And I saw Mark actually down in Jindabyne because ESS have a store in Jindabyne and on the Central Coast, which is about halfway between where I live and Sydney. And yeah, and they sell not just snowboarding stuff, but in the summer they sell like kite surfing gear, foil foil surfboards and wakeboards and all kinds of surfboards, stand-up paddle boards, everything. So they're one of my favorite shops, but I don't go there very often because I would be broke if I went there more often. All right, Green Bay Browns. Big Narav is saying big trip. I don't know what that's referring to. All right, I'm starting to get there. Luke Hayes retracted a message. Tell us your thoughts. This is an open forum. Anyone can ask anything they like. Send It Syndicate, Old Man Shredder says, thanks guys, was fun to do a calendar and do it all with the Send It crew. Gonna Robert. I've actually got a confession to make on that because, we've got Tim Wilson. We got Toyota Tim in the chat. The Timbo. How are you, man? Good to see you. Yeah, so I have a confession to make, and that is that I actually have not seen one of those Send It Syndicate calendar videos, and the reason why is that I've been saving it up. I'm going to watch them all in just one big binge session, so that Martin's phone will just light up with me making comment after comment after comment all at once. So he can look forward to that. I remember one time I was catching up on a backlog of his videos that I hadn't seen back when he had the channel name Old Man Shredder. And I just made comments and comments and comments and comments. And he sent me a DM saying, dude, my phone is going nuts. Cut it out. Which is hilarious. El Stacker's got some avos in the chat. Actually, avocados are so cheap at the moment. I bought an avocado for $1.50 yesterday, Australian, which is super duper cheap. They normally go for $2.50, $3. So per avo, you have to do a package deal to get avos at a good price. I used to be stoked to get 2 for $5, and now they're under $2 each. And I'm absolutely dreaming there are avocados in my fridge at all times because it's one of the best foods that exists. El Stacker says he shared the stream. Thank you. I saw that actually. I made a comment on your stream share. Board Through the Pain says it's raining there. What's the temperature like? Tell me, what's the temperature like? Because Board Through the Pain, I don't know whether, I guess it's not a secret. You've been messaging me, but I can't wait to see if you post a video because Board Through the Pain, he's on the iced coast over in America there. Where are you? I know it's in Pennsylvania. It's kind of sort of near Philly, but not really. But he's been putting together, he's constructed his own, like Luke Skywalker constructed his own lightsaber. Board Through the Pain has constructed his own snowmaker and actually has been testing it out. And he's got snow. He's making snow in his own backyard. So I hope that you get cold temperatures because it's been a bit of a dry season. El Stacker says, Chuck, I need to ride my board. I haven't. Yes. And I think there's a whole heap of people calling you out in the recent comments. Luke Hayes being one of them. We need El Stacker. So is there anyone on here that would not know that Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp went to Bogus Basin and rode with El Stacker. After they rode, I think the first or the second day, I can't remember. So Kevin gifted El Stacker with a Jones Stormwolf. So El Stacker has been wanting a powder specific snowboard for such a long time and has been talking about it, was agonizing over which one to buy. He recently bought a new camper, camper van. We call them caravans here, but same thing. And he blew all his money and he couldn't afford to get a powder specific snowboard. So Kevin gifted him a Stormwolf. And El Stacker is like, I don't know, I got it from, the legend, Kevin. Should I take it out? He's worried about scratching it. Dude, he gave you that snowboard because he wants you to shred it. Get on it. Get some bindings on it. Get it out there. You guys are getting a bunch of snow right now from what I hear. Get out there, man. Just do it. Put the bindings on it and send it. We want to see it. We need to see the video. I know you love that Snow Trooper. Get on the Stormwolf. You have to. And El Stacker's just saying, it's snowing there now. Bad Rider says, Chuck, 73 humidity at 9 p.m. last night. That's why I miss Melbourne. Yeah. But it's like, yeah, I get that. And that's the thing about the difference, I guess. It's very humid up in Queensland. But between 70 and 80% humidity is where it always is here. So it's not the temperature that gets you, it's the humidity when it's hot, for sure. Makes it, I don't know, the air feels thicker. Makes it more difficult to breathe. Takes more energy out of you. See, Luke Hayes says, take the Stormwolf out. Wolfie, Wolfie, Wolfie. Luke Hayes says, hey, Tim Toyota. With a little red car. That's hilarious. Tim's watching some TV. By the way, Merry Christmas to you and your family. To everyone and their family, actually, that's on here. And Bad Riders agrees that El Stacker, it's time to unleash the wolf. Crazy like the wolf. And there's lots of wolf heads in the chat. It's overtaking the chat. Everyone agrees. When are you taking that board out? You need to. You just need to. El Stacker says, you guys are great. No, you are great. And you will be even greater once you're standing on top of that Stormwolf. Like doing huge power slashes. Just white room. Stacker in the white room with a GoPro pole. That would be my guess for Cluedo. Stacker in the white room with a GoPro pole. There we go. Luke Hayes is saying that he just missed us all by a couple of days when we were in Japan. Would have been nice to, if you were there at the same time, would have been fun to link up. There was a bunch of people there. Actually, to be honest, when normally when there's, before the craziness of the pandemic, like there's so many Australians and New Zealanders. It's a very common place, I guess, for us to go because it's the closest place that has really good snow other than New Zealand. And it's still a fair plane ride to get there. So I think it was like 8 hours or something, 9 hours. I can't remember what the flight was to and from Japan. But there were plenty of Aussies in the village, and I heard lots of my own accent when we were there. And there were a bunch of people. I know that I met. Actually, if you were watching David Jones's videos at the time, one of his videos, there were these two kids that basically went riding with David for the afternoon, and he was filming them. He put them in the video. It was so awesome. Those kids were there every day. I rode with them on the chairlift. I know that one of them sends me messages every now and then. Actually going to do his level 1 APSI snowboard instructors course this year, and he asked me a bunch of questions about it on Instagram. I don't know if he actually got to do it because of the lockdown and everything. Kind of just ruined our snow season here, but yeah, would have been great to link up. And when we do get to do another trip, then I'm going to let everyone know when we're doing it. Oh, Snowboard Pro Camp. Speaking of the man himself, Kevin, we were just talking about you, and actually following on a conversation from El Stacker's live stream yesterday. And by the way, Merry Christmas to you, Jill, and Jake. I hope Jake got lots of presents and that he is chewing them instead of destroying the inside of your house. But no, yesterday we were talking about the storm wolf that you gifted El Stacker, and he's worried about scratching it up and doesn't want to take it out. And we're all saying, dude, you've got to get out there. Kevin gave you that board for a reason. He wants to see the slash. He wants to see you ripping it in the power. And all that Stacker needs is you to confirm that, I think. And then we can put this to bed and we can get Stacker on that storm wolf, because that's what we need. But yeah, Luke, for sure, man. When it is possible for us to do another Japan trip, we're definitely going to do it. We're definitely going back there. I personally really want to go back to Niseko because I've only been there once. But if we get some inside mail and there's an opportunity to, meet up with all the YouTubers again, then yeah, we'll definitely do that too. But I think that they will go somewhere different the next time that they go to Japan, and I don't think that's going to be next year, to be honest. But I know Kevin's in the chat, but I don't think he'll tell you where they're going. But I know that I definitely am keen to meet up with as many people in this community as possible, because what all of the snowboard YouTubers have created in this community is really super awesome. I've met so many legends I never thought I would through YouTube, and it was crazy actually. That whole trip came together because I had not met El Stacker or Jose Batista before that Japan trip. We literally organized it after meeting on YouTube, which seems like a crazy thing to do, to plan like a week-long holiday with complete strangers. But they weren't really complete strangers, because I'd seen so many of El Stacker's videos from the Snowboard Pro Camp live chats. Many of you have probably heard me tell the story again before, so I'm not going to go into it super deep. But for sure, I want to meet up with as many people as possible. So we have an answer here, and we have confirmation from Kevin the man himself that he wants El Stacker to go out and destroy it. He says free refills on boards. It's good to have that Nidecker hookup for sure. If only we could all. And I hope that the Snowboard Pro Camp snowboard is coming along. I know we won't be able to probably see it or order it and for another year or something, but I'm really hyped on that, and I'm going to buy one for sure. So and I think what it sounds like the specs that that Kevin was leaning towards were something I'd be into too. So something that has got some I will say not aggressive, but some kind of more intermediate features that a beginner could grow into, and all of the names and everything, that everyone progresses or everybody rides. I liked all of the ideas, so I'm going to definitely be buying one of those. We've got Truth Tellers in here. So Truth Tellers is asking me to asking if I'm from the UK. No, I'm from Australia. I'm from Newcastle in Australia. And there is a Newcastle in the UK as well, but no, I'm from Australia. And Bad Rider says that Kev's doing a Christmas live stream. Is he? Did I miss that? When is that happening? Tell me it's not happening now. um, Bored Through the Pain wants to go to Japan. We all want to go to Japan. And honestly, anyone who hasn't been, when the world, all this craziness is over and the world opens up again and we can actually go there without having to do a crazy amount of quarantine and everything, then I recommend getting a trip going for sure. It's going to be so good. Bored Through the Pain says 2025 Japan trip. Possibly. I'd like to do it sooner than that, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'd say as soon as we can. So I don't think the best time to go is in January and February. Late January, early February ish is usually when the snow is best. But are we going to be able to do that this year or this? What is it now? It's still 2021. Are we going to be able to do it? Then I don't think so. Maybe the following year though. I'm thinking January, February 2023, maybe, but that depends on the world. Snowboard Pro Camp says, thanks, Chuck. We'll keep you posted on the board development. We'll have the board designer on a live chat soon. That's going to be sick. Yeah, okay, awesome. Because those guys they're European, aren't they? Nidecker? Are they, where are they from? Geneva or something? Truth Tellers asks if I live in a van. No, I live in a house, but I have a van that I'm converting into a camper. And I had a van that I lived in for a small period of time, but only while I was camping at the mountain. And I did that a couple of years ago. But that van got super old and super rusty, and I had to replace it. So, Luke Hayes says, what did I say about Kevin earlier? Legend status already. The guy is an absolute champion, and I don't want to give him too much of a big head because he's probably still watching. But, he's by proxy, as with a lot of other people on here, like taught me the fundamentals of snowboarding. I wouldn't have figured it out if it wasn't for, I wouldn't have figured it out as quickly when I first started had I not seen his videos. So if I was just out there trying to figure it out by myself, I would have fallen a lot more. And I'm among the many, and I'm proud to say I'm among the many people that I've been fortunate enough to be able to thank the guy in person and say, hey, you taught me how to snowboard. And I'm sure a lot of people say that, but yeah, those tutorials make a lot of difference. And you couldn't meet a bunch of, and this can be said for TJ, Casey. I haven't met, and David Jones, all the guys that I've met. I haven't met Janice or Buckhouse or Napton, but I want to. But they're all such down to earth people, except for Kevin, like physically, because I'm pretty sure he exists in a different altitude. I'm pretty sure that the barometric pressure where I am and where he is are actually different, just because the guy is so tall. Actually, Chris Ayres, by the way, just as tall. For some reason, I thought meeting him in person, he would be like more my height, but actually, he is a huge guy as well in terms of stature, height. What's Engen saying? How's the van? The van I haven't made a lot of progress actually. I bought the new van, which is so much better than the old van. It's a diesel Toyota Hiace, and I will be doing the fit out over a long period of time on that van, to be honest. I need to get rid of the rusty old van first. That's still parked like in my driveway, and I need to strip the solar panel and a bunch of other stuff off that. So when I start doing that, which actually will probably be in the next couple of days, I'll take the camera out into the driveway and start filming the process. But you probably won't see a van conversion video for a little while, I don't think. So, because I've got such a backlog, I'm so slow at. I just released a video the other day about a trip a snowboarding trip I went on in July. And I've got a bunch of stuff from before that too. So I can be editing videos for about a year and not have to film anything new. But I'm going to get on with the van stuff. So, because, you know, for this YouTube thing for me is a hobby that I love doing. But it's not my main thing. It's, you know, it's just a passion project for me. I have a real life and I work 2 jobs and all of that outside of this. But so that's kind of my main priority. But I love doing this and plan to continue doing it for as long as people are. Actually, even if no one was watching and no one was supporting me, I would still do it. But I really love that all of you guys show such great support. It really means a lot. Luke Hayes is agreeing with Board Through the Pain. Yes, 2025 when we finally all get to Japan. He also says, no, I've already read that comment. El Stacker, that settles it. He's going to have to take it out tomorrow. The Storm Wolf, let's see it. Let's go! It's game time! Luke Hayes says Myoko. And actually, if that's my, I guess the way my list goes for Japan, I really want to go back to Niseko because there's some things and places there that I wanted to explore that I didn't really get the chance to, because it's such a huge, like it's like 4 resorts on one place, and there's lots of other resorts around it. I want to go back to the area, but I hear that Myoko is really good too, and kind of similar. And one of the guys who works at ESS Board Store, Joey, also has a shop in Myoko. So I'd like to go visit that shop as well. And of course, you know, there's the other side of Japan. I don't know. I will go there to Hakuba. I'd like to go eventually as well, but that's kind of lower on the list. Truth Teller says, got to be a millionaire to go to Japan. It's not cheap, like, but it's that the same can be said for any snowboarding. Like, snowboarding is not a cheap holiday. It's not a cheap sport to do. So I'd love for it to be more accessible, but the reality is that, you know, you've got to burn a fair bit of cash to get a gear set up. And then lift tickets are expensive. So that's why season passes, you know, if, you know, something that kind of makes it easier and to get on the mountain. And when you're up there too, you've got to get accommodation. Like, you know, if you're traveling overseas, then you've got a whole heap of other expenses to think about. You know, you've got to have your passport and all of your insurances and everything. You've got to buy flights. So yeah, I don't think you need to be a millionaire. My last trip to Japan overall, I had a budget of 6,000 Australian dollars, and I came back with change, and that was after that was a 2-week holiday, 1 week of which in the snow, the rest kind of just cruising around Tokyo and traveling. So I think if you really want to do it and you want to get there, it's doable. You just need to put money away. I know everyone's got a different situation, so that may be less attainable for some than others, but if you want to do it, then you can take steps to make it happen. SPC is going live in 10 minutes. Okay. Well, I usually go for about an hour, so I've got about 4 minutes left on this chat, and then I'm going to bow out, and I'll see you guys on Snowboard Pro Camps chat. But I'll keep going for a few more minutes here. Luke Hayes says, yeah, Stormwolf vid, El Stacker, we all want to see it. Bad Riders says that he's also on the list for the Snowboard Pro Camp board. And he's talking to his guy at the snowboard center in Melbourne. Still waiting to hear on pricing. Well, we'll see. Luke Hayes says, True Tellers in Australia, you can get there on a budget of around 1,700. Yeah. I think by the time you factor in accommodation, if you want to go to the snow, you've got to fly into Tokyo, you've got to have transfers, you've got to stay. If you want to stay like anywhere near the mountain, you'll probably run realistically a little bit more than that, I'd say. But it's doable for if you want to. It's doable, cheaper than what I did it for sure. But that was my whole holiday. I'm including spending money. I'm including all transfers, all lift tickets, everything that I bought. El Stacker says, let's go. Adventurer Carlo's in the chat. G'day, Carlo. How are you? El Stacker says, Chuck's ready to do more gates in Japan. I totally am. Yep. I only went out the gate a couple of times, and I want to go. And I never went. I can't believe we never went to the top. So I want to hike to the top. There's a bunch of things I want to do in Niseko. So I guess just to round out the Merry Christmas, I'm stoked on all of the stoke that everyone has. And I hope that everyone has had or is having a great Christmas. After I broke my surfboard and I came home to a baked dinner that Swanee had brought leftovers from his family, like do in the afternoon. So we kind of had a nice dinner together, and I watched a few videos to round it out. So I had a great Christmas, and today I'm going to be heading off to do a couple of hours work. It remains to be seen if I do another live chat, if people want that or not, I don't know, but I might do like a late night one, or early late night Australia, early morning for America, or I might not. I'll see. If you guys want that, please leave a comment on the video. But in any case, I reckon NGen's got a comment. He says that he doesn't care where he can go, he just needs a mountain with snow, and I can definitely relate to that. Thanks, Adventurer Carlo. I did have a great Christmas. I hope you had a great one too, and that you got everything that you wanted. So I'm just going to round out the shout outs for everyone that came on the chat. Big thanks once again: El Stacker Adventures, Kerry Pierce, the Send It Syndicate, Shadow, Luke Hayes, In Motion SLB, Jonah. Who else have we got? Adam Searles was in the chat. Snowboard Pro Camp, of course. Mercedes. Truth Tellers. Tim Wilson. Adventurer Carlo. NGen. And Board Through the Pain. All of you guys, thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you all over at Snowboard Pro Camp's Christmas live stream. And yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Boxing Day, all the best for the holidays, and I'll see you guys soon. And actually, before I learn it out, Snowboard Snowboard Pro Camp says, I hope I didn't cut into your live chat too bad. No, Kev, I was only going for an hour anyway, and we're now at 59 minutes and 30 seconds. And we've had, well, what have we got? We've got 8 likes. We've had up to, I think, 10 people watching. I'm really stoked. So, see you next time.